Today I will cover 5 methods to close a wholesale deal with little or no money. My name is Richard V. Doe, the owner of Oasis Property Investments located in South Florida. We buy land and rentals while flipping and wholesaling houses, land, condos, multifamily and commercial properties. I have been wholesaling real estate in a strong Florida market since 2018. So let's get into it. The first method is the most common for beginners. A standard assignment of contract where you are under contract with a seller and an end buyer at the same time. The understanding of the paperwork is very important. These are 2 separate and legally binding agreements between parties that outlines the terms of the property for sale. The terms include the price, the closing date, title company used, earnest money deposit amount and time frame for an inspection period. A wholesaler finds a distressed property and gets it under contract with the owner. The wholesaler, the assigner, flips his contract to a different buyer known as the end buyer or the assignee. On the day of closing, the cash buyer pays the seller the agreed upon price and also pays the wholesaler the agreed upon assignment fee, and everyone wins. The seller sold the problem property and the wholesaler got paid for putting the deal together, and the new cash buyer gets the investment property. County records will record the sale price between the transaction with the wholesalers and owners. The standard assignment method is the most common method because the wholesaler never actually purchases the property, so he or she doesn't need any money, making it a very attractive strategy for new investors. Here is a sample of the purchase contract we use with a seller and the assignment contract we use to assign our rights to the assignee or end buyer. The second method to wholesale with little to no money is to use the double close method. You close twice on the same day with a seller and a buyer. The double close method is similar to the standard assignment method, except for how the deal is structured. The difference is, instead of assigning the contract, you actually close and purchase the property from the seller. Shortly thereafter, you then close with the cash buyer for a higher pricer. Disadvantages of double closing are the closing costs, fees, and charges that cut into your profits. My company has closed many standard assignment of contract transactions at $30,000 to $50,000 assignment fees without double closing. Here is a real HUD settlement statement where my entity Hit Life Harder LLC was paid a $50,000 assignment fee without double closing. If it's a smoking hot deal, a good buyer will not question your assignment fee. For most wholesalers, if your wholesale fee is $25,000 or over $50,000 or higher, you should consider double closing with the end cash buyer. The cash buyer doesn't know what you paid for the property from the seller since that was the first closing, so we have no idea how much you made. So how is this a no-money strategy? Well, there are specialized lenders called transactional lenders who will fund the closing for around 1% of the purchase price. With the double close method, you'll need a different purchase and sale agreement with your seller and another for the cash buyer. Method number 3 has gained a lot of popularity in recent years, and that's the novation method. Here's the HUD from a real novation deal we recently closed on where I was the realtor who listed the property. In a novation, a wholesaler enters into a purchase contract with the seller, and there is a power of attorney and a pre-marketing clause that gives the wholesaler the right to publicly market the property for sale. Next, the wholesaler signs a listing agreement with a realtor who lists the property for sale on the MLS with a novation agreement and a limited power of attorney. The owner of record signs the new contract with the MLS buyer. The wholesaler gets the difference after closing costs and realtor commissions are deducted. The fourth method to wholesale houses with little or no money is creative financing. This creative financing strategy is when, instead of contracting with the seller for all cash, you get the seller to agree to terms. Investors will gladly pay you to buy your creative financing deals that are very low cash to close. A creative assignment deal. With creative financing, you can typically offer a much higher price to a seller than an all-cash offer. This gives you more options and opportunities. Last but not least, method number 5, which is actually not a wholesale method, although we did mention it with the novation method. Get your realtor's license and offer to list their property on the MLS for top dollar. When I started wholesaling, I passed these leads to realtors. I quickly realized I was leaving money on the table and wasting leads, so I got my license. I have successfully converted many off-market leads to sold MLS listings. Realtors know that MLS transactions can go sideways fast with bank appraisals, inspections, and other issues that may come up. The more strategies and options for sellers in your toolbox, the better wholesaler you will be, and the more people you can help and serve. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and got value from it. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends.